Now, what have we here? Another Hollywood story saga. I do believe it begins right now. Roll 'em.
Hooray for Hollywood. That's gooey valley hooly Hollywood.
Ah, Hollywood. Who doesn't enjoy a visual spectacle, a brooding romance, the thrill of the chase, and countless horrors and suspense, not to mention a good old-fashioned song and dance? But it wasn't Hollywood who invented the motion picture, but they did perfect it. More on that later. In France, the likes of the Lumiere brothers gave us the cinématographe, truly the first system of camera and projection that a viewing audience could sit and enjoy. Speaking of which, grab your date, order a tall buttered popcorn, and get ready for lights, camera, action. This is Mike Stewart. It's Movie Appreciation Night. We've all become familiar with the pioneering contributions of Georges Méliès. And the early efforts of the brothers Lumiere. Meanwhile, in the USA, Thomas Alva Edison was tinkering with what would become the one-reeler hand-cranked Nickelodeon viewers. Edison, the inventor and the man of 1,000 patents, wasn't always so much a visionary, but more rather a mercenary, always seeking ways to enrich his empire. Officially, he did create the first studio system, so to speak, constructing a building a compartmentalized area to be able to do many short films in a day's work, thus grinding out many more short peep shows to charge a curious public to take a peek. More serious filmmakers of the time didn't like the arrangements, paying out a royalty for Edison's short-form kinetoscopes. Solution: move away from these conditions.
California, here I come.
Suddenly, a new industry just got birthed. Freedom of land, space, good all-year climate, and most importantly, no Edison fees. Hooray for Hollywood indeed. But all of these films were pretty much like the old Kodak slogan, just point and shoot. The camera on a tripod, just photographing whatever it saw before it. These rather stagey presentations, while fascinating at first, didn't create or convey the drama, the emotion needed to captivate their audience, and after a while were more or less ordinary. However, the pioneering men behind the studio system would fix all that.
Let me entertain you. Let me entertain you.
And entertain they did, creating the screen's first movie stars. The movies needed visionaries, experimentation. Enter the early Euro German expressionist directors. Germany's Pandora's Box, a complex silent film of love, deceit, murder, obsession, perversion. What, you'd expect anything less from Germans? Was horribly butchered due to editing from the censors. However, later in life, renowned film critic Roger Ebert placed it on his film list of great movies. Visually, emotionally stunning. Mind you, 1929. In 2009, an uncut, restored full version became available. Now, film scholars and the public give it a 92-93% approval rating. Cinematography that's as sharp and stylish as anything made today. Also in Russia, artists there developed newer ways of cutting film technique. Looks familiar, maybe? Brian De Palma lifted this for his spectacular film, The Untouchables. And in America, it's been said without Cecil B. DeMille, there would be no Hollywood.
This visual language, this language is zooms and pans and cuts and dissolves. That's the language. That language didn't always exist. It was worked out and invented by those early filmmakers, DeMille, Griffith, Eisenstein. It all began in those early days of Hollywood.
Remarkable. The basic techniques were all there in the 1920s and beyond. This is Mike Stewart. Join us for part 2. It's Hollywood and the movies.
Hooray, hooray.